My name is Patrick Phillips. I'm the founder and CEO of American Business System. By the way, I'm an author. Here's one of the books right here, How to Reprogram Yourself for Success. You can find this on Amazon, and it's also available, of course, through your representative. If you get back with the person who invited you to this webinar, they can send you an e-copy of this book at no charge. That's right. And you can read it right there on your phone or iPad or wherever you need to on your computer. I've also written one called The New Thriving Medical Practice. I'll be talking about that here in just a little bit, about one of the ways you can market your business using this book. And we also have another one there, Cash Crunch to Cash Flow, that I've written for general businesses. And folks, this is just to let you know who I am, because again, if this is your first time on the webinar, maybe you've never heard of me. I'm on the editorial board of a print magazine called Billing and Coding Advantage Magazine. They have 40,000 subscribers coast to coast. Everybody in the billing industry subscribes to this magazine, and I contribute articles to it on a regular basis as well. So now that you know who I am, let me tell you what we do. We actually teach people how to run a medical billing company right out of their home or office. We even have a couple who travels down the street in an RV. That's right. The gentleman is driving the RV, and the wife is in the back doing the medical billing using a satellite connection on top of this thing. They can travel anywhere in the world because it's a cloud-based system, meaning we don't have software that comes on a CD. That's not unheard of anymore. We don't do that. And of course, you can now access it from any computer that has any access to the internet on any device in the world. It doesn't matter what type of computer it is, Windows, Macintosh, Apple, it doesn't matter. Even on your iPad, you could run this business if you wanted to, anywhere that has an internet connection. So we have people who travel all over the world and run their business from there. We also have 6 other ancillary services in addition to our iClaim and EMRX medical billing software and electronic records. We have all these other services that will allow you to offer other services to doctors as well. It helps you get in the door to talk to them about billing, and also you make money on all of those services. Okay, so how did this business get started? It was real simple. Back in 1987, my wife, Linda, there in the picture on the right there, started doing medical billing. This was in 1987 we took this picture. That's my son, Adam, by the way, who was about 10 years old in that picture. My daughter, 5 years old, Sarah. And Adam is now the president of the company. So we've been around a long time doing this. And Linda started doing medical billing for doctors in our area here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where we've lived all of our lives. And then we just continued to help other people get into the business over the years. This is us a year or so ago in my office. And so it's still a family business. Linda is still involved in the business in that I bring in the money and she spends it. That's her connection to the business at this point in time. And we all want to get to, right? To be a kept person, a kept woman, a kept man. So that's Linda. And by the way, you can check us out even with the Fort Worth Better Business Bureau. We've been members there years and years, and you'll see we have an A+ rating, which is the highest rating you can get with the Better Business Bureau. That means simply that we do what we say we're going to do. Otherwise, people would let the Better Business Bureau know, and we wouldn't have that rating. Now, there's a printout of today's slide deck already in the handout section. So let's talk about this important topic of, well, if you do get into this business and become what we call a licensee, that is somebody who's purchased our license to use our software and our services, what could you earn? Now, here's the disclaimer up front. Just like those weight loss ads, that say not everybody loses 150 pounds in a week. We tell people, look, our income figures are based on figures that we get from our licensees. So we don't make them up. In fact, we lowball them. If anything, we give you the low numbers so that you can do your own math. And I'll show you how to find out what you could earn on your own by going to our website here in just a moment. First, let's talk about this industry. A good one to be in. Well, physician and clinic services spending is currently $614 billion annually. That's a lot of money. If you look at the pie there, you'll be involved in that little red piece kind of, let's see, I think I can actually get a little pen here and mark some things for you. Let me get this highlighter here. I'll just kind of highlight this piece of the pie right here. You see it, physicians and clinical services. That's the billing part that you'll be involved in. There's lots of other things that are spent on healthcare, but this is the billing that you'll be doing for these doctors. Still, 20% of $614 billion is a lot of money. So there is a lot of money to be earned in this. Now, again, the disclaimer is we have some people who are going to earn more than what I'm going to show you today. We have other people who've been through our training that earn less. So it's all up to you, the effort that you put in, the time you can put in, and so forth, as to how much you can earn. But that's how that works. Oh, let me get rid of that pen and get back here, and that way I can erase all those little dots. Okay. So here's another quote. Now, folks, this is from a book that you can find right on the bookshelves today on Amazon. It's by Entrepreneur Magazine. Entrepreneur Magazine has been around for 40 some odd years, and they have a series of books called Startups. Start your own this, start your own that, and this one's Start Your Own Medical Claims Billing Service. Well, you can get this book and start this business on your own just by reading this book. It's only about $20 or so on Amazon. Anyway, here's the point. It gives you a good overview, but if you'd like a turnkey packaged system, that's what we have. And so you can invest with us. I'll tell you a little bit more about at the very end how you can get involved if you want to. Look at this quote though. The market for medical claim billers is growing exponentially, they say in this book, with legions of providers and an ever expanding patient pool. Healthcare industry spending is expected to grow by 5.8% each year through 2024. Now, folks, any industry that's growing 5.8% a year, continuing to grow, that's a good business to be in. I tell people, look, as long as there are human beings that get sick, that have to go to the doctor has to be paid. Somebody has to pay the doctor. Somebody has to bill the people who pay the doctor, and that might as well be you. That's how my wife and I got started, and here we are today, 25 years later. Then it says by that year, 2024, healthcare spending will total 5.43 trillion and account for 19.6% of the gross domestic product. Now, folks, that means that this is almost 20% of the entire gross domestic product of the United States. That's a huge industry to be a part of. All you need is a little slither, a little tiny slice of that pie to make a lot of money. It's big business. Its growth shows no signs of slowing, says Entrepreneur Magazine, and this makes it the perfect time to start your own medical billing service. Now, folks, we teach you to be a whole lot more than just a medical biller, of course, as you'll find out. All the ancillary services you can offer have to do with all of the revenue that comes into the doctor's office. So we certify you when you go through our training. Our training is completely online, but live with a real instructor, one-on-one with you and your partner or spouse. You can go through this training in about, well, less than a month if you want to. It's all up to you. It's based on your own schedule as to when you want to go through the training. And when you do go through that training, we certify you as a medical revenue manager. That's much more than just a medical biller. It's somebody who manages the entire revenue inside the doctor's office. And that's what they're looking for. So the question that you should be asking yourself is this question. Once I invest in this business, can I earn back my investment working from home in healthcare? Now, I say from home, folks, we've got licensees who've been with us for a few years. They've hired some employees and they've opened an office. They actually rent office space and have physical offices that they go to each day. One of our licensees says she does that because she has 3 kids and she wants to get away and have a place to work. And so you can build it as big as you want, or you can keep it as small as you want as well, as you'll see. Now, I think I'm going to put a poll up on the screen here. All right. Let me just ask you this question. I'm going to put it up right now. Now, if you look at your screen, you'll see that you can actually click on one of those 3 answers that you see there. I'm asking the question, what's the average income of an American worker? The average income of an American worker. That's one person. There could be 2, of course, in a family, but husband, wife, either one, what is their average income? Let's see what the answers are here. Okay, so all you need to do is to, have I actually got the poll in progress? Yes, I do. Okay, so what you do is you pick one of those 3. Now, this is not how much you earn. This is not what you earn right now. This is what's the average income of an American worker. Okay, how come I don't see anybody clicking on anything there? Oh, I do see it now. Okay, it's happening right now. And that means that I'm going to close the poll here in about 5 seconds. So if you haven't clicked on one of those, we'll see what the answers are percentage-wise here in just a moment. Okay, ready? I'm closing the poll right about now. Okay, now let me share the results with you. Here's what the results are. Okay, 57% of you said that the average American makes $31,435. 29% say they earn $46,664, and 14% say that the average American earns 59 to 33? Well, the answer is the middle one. That's right. The average, according to, well, I've got the site right up here on the screen. We'll just switch to that and see who that is. Okay, is the middle one. It's 46,664. Now, let me see if I can switch over here and share this. Oh, I've got to close the poll, hide the results. Yes. Okay, now I can switch to my web browser here, and this is from The Street. Yeah, The Street. That's the name of the website. And it says, what is the average income in the U.S. in 2019? And here it is right here. I'm going to highlight it on the screen because this has to do with, let's see, where's that at? Oh, here it is, 46,644. Did I say 664? Anyway, that's close enough, isn't it? All right, I'm going to highlight it so you can see that right here. 46,644 per year is the medium earn, about $897 a week. Now, if that's not what you're earning, that's okay. You see, what we're trying to get to is what should you be expecting a business that you run out of your home or office, what should you be expecting to make from that business? So we'll get to that here in just a second, but I want you to see where I got that. So let me get back to my pointer here and we'll go to the next slide. Okay, 3 big reasons. Why will a doctor even want to outsource their billing? Don't doctors have the ability to do their billing themselves? Don't they have staff? Don't they have software on their computers that they can do their own billing? The answer is yes. And you'd be surprised how many of them would rather outsource it. In fact, the move is towards outsourcing billing in today's world, and I'll show you a couple of quotes from that. But the point is, there are lots of doctors who do the billing themselves. There are doctors who already outsource it, and they're just as good a prospect as any. In fact, our licensees sign up more doctors that have already chosen a different company than those who are doing it themselves. You'll see why as we go through this. What do I earn what will I do to earn a living, and how much can I earn in medical revenue management? So let's cover all those. First, why will a doctor even outsource to you? Well, let me start by saying that I am looking up here on the screen right now at all of you who've typed in stuff there. And I see, by the way, Washika's in Georgia, Leah's in New Jersey, and Malcolm says, I can hear you loud and clear. Good. But you can type anything you want to in there during this. I'm kind of monitoring that as I go here. And I also, any questions that you have. So let's go right on. Well, doesn't the doctor already have billers in the office? Yes, you see people in there all the time. Maybe working on computers like this, and maybe it looks like they're looking at papers and putting in data and actually doing the billing. That doesn't mean that the doctor is thrilled with what they're bringing in, because these people don't have any motivation. Think about it. They get a certain salary or hourly wage to do their job, whether they bring in 100% of what the doctor is owed or 70% of what the doctor's owed. Doesn't matter to them. The pay's the same, right? For you, you'll be charging a percentage of every dollar that you collect for those doctors. And that means that you get a piece of the action. And doctors are thrilled to pay that because it's only about 6 to 8%. That's the national average. Our licensees charge from 6% to 8%. And we help you with that pricing, by the way, because it depends on the doctor, the volume of claims, the type of specialty they are, and so forth as to how you charge. But the point is, it's just a small percentage, and the doctor's thrilled. You know, the doctor spends a whole lot more than 8% paying his own staff with all the hidden costs. I'll prove that to you here in just a second, too. Now, I wanted to show you this article here. And look at the title. It's a long, but read this title: Medical Claims Processing Services Market Overview for 2020. And then it's going to cover all different things here. And I'm going to zoom in on here so you can see. Let's see. I think that's the next slide here. Yeah. Look at this. And I'm going to get my little highlighter here so I can highlight this for you. It says rapid growth in the healthcare sector has also led to increasing number of medical insurances. In-house processing of insurance claims may lead to high operational costs. See, that means the doctor using his own staff could be paying a lot of high operating costs. They need trained personnel, and there's a risk of delayed payment and errors of all kinds. These are the things that we can eliminate in the doctors. Even the patient customer dissatisfaction comes from the billing not being done right. So look, here's the key word, this right here. Oh, I'm gonna grab my pen for this one. Here it is right here. This has led to outsourcing of medical claims in order to ensure minimal error and faster turnover, which also reduces the risk of delayed payment. You see, folks, the AMA even says that there's a 20% error rate among health insurers, and that is an intolerable level of inefficiency that causes a loss of around $17 billion each year for doctors. Why? Because the insurance companies, well, let's face it, they want to keep the money in their bank account. They don't want to give it to the doctor, right? So they'll do everything they can to deny those claims and therefore not pay the doctors. So those are good things to know, huh? Yeah, and believe me, that's all slides that you can download right now over there in the handouts. If you haven't already, I'd go grab them. Okay, let's move on to the next slide here. Here's another great quote from the New England Journal of Medicine. You've probably heard of that. Market analysts estimate that 24 cents out of every dollar are wasted on the administrative and billing expenses. Now think about that just for a moment. Even if half of that is the billing expenses, half of that 24 cents, that's 12 cents. Remember, you're only charging 6 to 8% out of each dollar, 6 to 8 cents, not 12 cents. It's very expensive for the doctor to do the billing in their own office, folks. Lots of hidden costs that I'm going to point out here in this chart. Now, I've shown this before, and again, I'm not going to go into detail in this, but be sure and download the slides so you can blow this up on your screen and really study this carefully. Now, let me get my pen here again just to kind of show you a couple things. First of all, this is the in-house costs over here. This is what the doctor pays to have their own staff do the billing. Here's the bottom line. It can cost them up to $65,000, even if they're just doing 100 claims per week at $100 each. And many of them are more than that, of course. This is 52 weeks times 6%. That means the doctor could actually be spending a whole lot more to outsource it, do it in-house. Okay, so the point is, we can save the doctor a lot of money, and you don't have to worry about whether or not you can do that or not, because our system has been proven. We have people from coast to coast from every possible background with no experience in this, none. They don't know, but they don't know anything about this business when we take them from scratch and teach them how to do this. Excuse me. All right. Well, you can pull down the slides in the handouts there and study that chart very carefully yourself. Now, folks, think about this for a moment. One of the biggest headaches for a doctor is having those claims rejected by the insurance company. That is, they've already seen the patient, and then they bill the insurance company, and the insurance company rejects the claim. Why do they reject it? So lots of different reasons. The patient may not be actually covered, unless the doctor knows how to verify that, like they can through our system. Unless they know how to verify before they see the patient, they see the patient and spend that time and don't get paid because they weren't covered to begin with there. And so that's a big headache for doctors, to work hard and then not get paid. We can reduce that rejection rate from the national average of about 20 to 30% down to less than 2%. That's right. Using our cloud-based system, folks, and because we have a clearinghouse that's built into our system, you can actually reduce the rejection rate from 20 to 30% down to 2%. That means more money in the doctor's pocket, and of course, more money for you too. Now, here's an article. This is by Dave Jaicolo. He's one of the experts that are out there that is on HBMA.com, and he says that it's usual to have a 35% or higher rejection claim. Now, let me highlight that so you can actually see that on your screen. It's not unusual to have a 35% or higher claim rejection rate. So, folks, that is where we come in, give the doctor a ton of money. Wow, I think I'm lost here. The sound is still good, yeah, but my video froze for some reason. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm going to turn off the video just for now. Can you guys still hear me? Let's see. I see lots of stuff coming in here. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, good. Well, you don't have to see my face, do you? All right. Better to see the slides anyway. All right. So, folks, here's the point. If you can reduce that down to less than 2%, would the doctor be excited about that? Would they? Ha, you better believe it. All right. Now, one of the ways we do that is by having you do what's called a practice analysis. Now, I know that the biggest concern of a lot of people when they start a business is how do I get my clients? How do I market this thing? How do I sign up doctors? We have whole webinars, by the way, that cover that completely separate from this webinar as to how we teach you how to market to doctors. But the point is, one of the ways is to do what's called a analysis. Now, that's a 3-page document that we've come up with questions that you ask to the doctor. Well, in most cases, it's to the office manager. And once you've asked that office manager those questions, you have what you need to come back to your office and actually make a proposal for that doctor's office to show them the kind of money that you can save them. And that report does it all for you. Here's what the report looks like once you've taken that data from the practice analysis back to your office and you fill in this report form, this spreadsheet here. Here's what it boils down to. Now I'm going to get my little pen here so I can point out a couple of things. You'll be getting this information, remember, from the doctor's office. So this is their figures. In this particular doctor, the practice revenue was $150,000. Now, their rejection rate was, as you can see up here, 18%, which is lower than normal, actually. But they still could we could actually increase their revenue to $177,000. Now, folks, that is a 17% increase in their revenue, $26,000 a month difference, or another $321,000. Folks, now that's nothing to sneeze at. Believe me, when you show this report to a doctor, the bottom line is the bottom line, right? If they can bring in even half that, they would be thrilled to outsource their billing to you and take it out of the hands of their folks that are in the office. So that's why this is a huge, great business to be in. You know, when my wife and I started doing this business back in, like I said, 1987, the early 90s, we had relatives who asked us, how are you doing this? How are you buying a new home and new cars? And, you know, it doesn't seem like you ever leave the house. You're always in your underwear. I mean, your pajamas. And the fact is, you can work and be as relaxed as you want to in this business. I work here out of my home. This is actually my home office that I'm broadcasting from today. And I'm very relaxed. I've got jeans on and sneakers. I just wear this coat to make you think that I'm somebody important. But the point is, you can work from anywhere. And we did. And they were just thrilled to know that they too could learn how to do this. So when people started asking us, how did you do this? We began to teach other people how to do it as well. All right, let's go back to the slides. You can look at that chart in more detail, of course, in the slides if you download them. So what are you going to be doing to earning a living in this business? Well, it's real simple. We're going to show you how to get all the information that you need from a doctor electronically. Now, used to, we'd teach people to actually have them fax things like the super bill here to you at your office. But now we can do all that electronically. It's completely paperless. There's no paper at all in this business at all. And you can do this electronically. Once you get that data, those super bills, for example, from the doctor that has what they found out wrong with the patient, you know, their numbers, their codes. You've probably heard about that. And you don't need to know anything about these codes, by the way, because the doctor is the one who gives those to you. If you need help with that, we have a service called CodeWrite that you can offer to the doctor to actually have certified medical coders provide the codes that they should be using if they don't know. Maybe they're brand new in business or something. But once you get that data and put it into our system, then you use our online medical billing system called iClaim. Remember, it's cloud-based, so you can actually hook up to it from anywhere in the world. You can go buy a new computer right now at Fry's or Best Buy or Home Depot. Take that computer home, get it all set up, take it to a McDonald's that has a Wi-Fi connection, and you can actually log in right there and start doing the business without having to load anything to your computer. There's nothing that resides on your computer. I mean, nothing. There's no software that you download. There's no updates. There's no codes. It's all cloud-based. You're going to love this when you see the demo of this. By the way, you can get a live demo of our system, the person who sent you the email to go to this webinar. Just email them back and say, I'd like to see a live demo. They'll set up a time and a place to do something like we're doing right here today through GoToMeeting and meet with you one-on-one and show you the software step-by-step live right across the internet. You'll see it just as you'd be using it. And you can ask all the questions you want. You'll be blown away when you see some of the features of this software. By the way, here's some screenshots of it just so you can see. It's very user-friendly. It has the clearinghouse built in. That's what we're illustrating here. See this clearinghouse right in the middle here? That's not a physical building inside the computer. But to illustrate to you, most computer software has to send their claims data to a third-party clearinghouse. That third-party company basically scrubs the claims, checks for errors, and forwards that on to each one of the insurance companies the way they want to see the data. It's a very involved process, and it costs you money for a clearinghouse. With ours, it's all built in. There is no cost because we do all that clearing for you. That's how we can keep our rejection rate to down to less than 2%. We'll show you in this live demo, by the way, how step-by-step you go through and actually enter the charges step-by-step. We'll show you how the codes work, how they're all built into the system as well as you type in different things. And even all the charges show up automatically here as you click on different things in the software. Then when you create the claim, it will send that out, and it's instantaneous. It's not like it is batched and sent overnight or something. It goes in real time to those insurance payers. So the doctor gets their money in as little as 7 days. Now, folks, if you're asking what you do to earn a living, this is what we're illustrating here. This is the iClaim system. Let me just show you here. This is the iClaim system here that you'll be using day by day that I just illustrated for you there. And the doctor and their staff in their office sign up for our electronic medical record system can use their iPad or laptop to interact directly with their patients and enter the data. So you get it in your side of the system there without having to do any data entry. Like I said, we're the only company that has the clearinghouse built in. That's the claim scrubber and the submissions of the claims to all the different payers that are out there. And yes, we even have an online patient portal. You may have used one of these with your own doctor. Ours is the top of the line, has everything in it that you could possibly imagine, including e-visits, sometimes known as telemedicine. That is, you can have a visit with your doctor on your own phone or iPad or computer or tablet of any kind from anywhere in the world live and do a video conference with your doctor. That way they can bill the insurance company and charge you for that visit. So it's the most complete system that's out there, and we have the latest technology. Believe me, you'll see that if you ask for that live demo I just mentioned to you. I think I went backwards. There we go. Okay, now, so here's the big question that we told you we'd cover today on today's webinar. The big question is, how much can I earn in medical revenue management? Are y'all still hearing me okay? I don't see any questions in the questions, and that's unusual. Maybe I'm just so good at this that you think, he's going to answer all the questions that I'll ever have, so I don't need to type anything in. Okay, Malcolm says, yes, we can hear you. Okay, see, I'm just doing this by myself here out of my home office, and I don't know if anybody's listening or not. This could just be going out to the universe, and nobody live is actually listening, but Anthony says yes. Robert says I turned off the video, but the audio is fine. Okay, good. Oh, thank you. Anthony says I need this. Okay. I don't know if you need to hear an old guy like me trying to figure out technology or what. Malcolm says you're doing a great job. Keep it going. Okay. So how much can you earn? Well, let's get to that. Now I'm going to show you how I got there. First, this is our website, and it's strange I didn't put that anywhere on this slide. But I'm assuming you guys have been to our website. If not, it's absystems.com. And when you get there, you'll notice there's a little thing right up here. Let me grab my pen. Here it is right here. It's called Income Potential. Yeah, we put that right at the top of there. And if you go to that first one there called the Income Calculator, you'll see that goes directly to this page here. Oh, I don't think I can do that until I get my pointer back. Okay, here we go. All right. Now let's talk about each one of these numbers. I know those are kind of tiny on your screen there, but I'll read you what it says so you can see that. In fact, let's see, I'm in editing mode. Can I increase the size of this thing? Sure, look at this. Live and in person here, I'm zooming. Okay. So it already has some numbers filled in, but folks, you can fill in your own numbers here if you want to fill in your own. It's asking the number of doctors that you'd like to have as clients. Well, we're hoping that you have at least one client. You want one, right? So we'll start with that and we'll move on from there. Then it asks you for the number of patients that each doctor sees in a day's time. Now we've got 25 in there. We've got doctors who see 40 and 50 patients a day, and other specialists might not see but 10 or 12. So that will depend on the type of doctor. But for an average general practitioner, 25 is a good number. And then the number of days the office is open. We put 5 in there, but some doctors' offices might not be open but 4 days. Change that if you want to. Maybe they take Friday off to go golfing or something. Then we put in the charge, and look, notice we've used the low end of what I told you that our licensees actually charge. They're charging 6 to 8%. That's the national range. And so we've used the low number here so that we're not highballing you, we're lowballing you. And then the average claim amount, we've got $100. Well, folks, there are many doctors that are charging a whole lot more than $100 for a visit, right? So again, these are just averages. It makes the math simple. Now, when you hit submit there on the website, you'll go to a page that looks like this. And I know that's tiny too, so I'm gonna blow that up a little bit here too. And look, you can see that your yearly gross income, that's before your expenses, are $39,000 servicing one doctor, one office with one doctor. We've got licensees that have offices with 30 doctors in there. Oh, my video froze again. I'm going to turn that off again because I don't know what's happening there. Okay, you can still hear me okay? I'm listening and watching, says Cynthia. Okay, good. All right, yes, sir. All right, so that's $3,250 per month. There it is right there. Now, if we go to the next slide, I don't know if I can switch over there or not, but let's see if we can. Yep. Oh, well, there it is. It's $39,000 a year for one doctor. Okay, so let's see, how did we get to that figure? Well, I'm going to show you. Remember, we said it was about $100 per visit, per patient. And if there's 25 patients in a day's time, that's $2,500 that the doctor brings in that day's time. Then if we times that times the 6% that you're charging the doctor, your average earnings per day would be $150. And if you're wondering how long that would take you, folks, 25 claims would take you about 90 minutes if you're slow. Yeah, we've got people, that's if that's the initial claim. If it's a repeat visit from that patient, it could take you as little as 15 seconds to put that in and push the button to submit the claim. So you literally are spending less than 90 minutes. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do other things in your business during that day, but for earning that $150, it takes you about 90 minutes. Now, you may not get excited about that, but let's go on to the next screen. Okay, that's 5 days a week, assuming you work 5 days, or $750 times 52 weeks, that's a year. That's how we came up with that $39,000. Now remember, how many doctors is this for? One doctor. Oh, I can see I'm losing you. So let me ask you another question. Let me put this one up, okay? This is just a quick little poll on why do you want to own your own business. Now you can check the main one there that you're really trying to, wanting to start your own business. What is the main reason? You can check more than that if you wanted to. But I want to see which one of these really appeals to. Is it because you would have no limits on your income? As you'll see here in a minute. Freedom from time constraints, taking off when you want to, taking care of your children if you need to, picking them up from school, taking vacations when you want to. Maybe there's no boss to answer to. Maybe that's the main reason you want to start a business. Maybe you don't want to commute back and forth and fight the traffic each day. Or maybe all of the above. So let's see what's checked off here. I see that most people have stopped answering those questions. So I'm going to close the poll, and then I'll share the results with you here. Look at this. Wow. That's not a shocker. Well, of course, a lot of people checked all of the above, but look, out of the other 4, it was freedom from time constraints that most people wanted. 46% wanted freedom from time constraints. Folks, that's the great thing about this. When you own your own business, you really can work. I tell people, look, this is a part-time job, right? You can work part-time. That means any 12-hour period if you want to work. That's a joke. You don't have to work that long. You might just want to work 90 minutes a day, like this guy, to earn $39,000. Now, let's move on, because the real question is how many doctors could you handle before you even have to think about hiring anybody else to do it, which you could easily, by the way. Your friends, relatives, anybody that you want to put to work, you just get them into the system, give them their credentials, assign them a user ID and a password, and boom, they can log in from their computer from anywhere in the world too. But let's just assume that you want to get to the point where you'd like to have 3 doctors. Now, that's not asking too much, is it? I've got licensees who've signed up 3 doctors in the first 90 days. But let's assume that that is your goal. You don't want to work that hard. All right, look at the numbers for this now. Again, I'll enlarge that a little bit there where you can see that a little bit better. But look, using these numbers, 3 doctors, again, 25 patients a day. I'm going to move that up, don't I? There we go. Same numbers here, 5 days, 6% at $100. Let's see what that comes out to. Oh, now you might get excited, huh? With just 3 doctors, folks, that means you're going to be working what? 3 times 90. It's about 4.5 hours a day. You get $117,000. Yes, here it is right here. That's what the calculator came up with. Or, oops, I marked something like $9,740 monthly income. Now, folks, for most people to be able to work that little hours and earn that kind of income, that is their goal. Believe me, nobody needs to work more than that. However, I will tell you that I've got licensees who have built their business to where they have over 300 doctors. So when I say you don't really have an income level limit, I mean that. 117,000. So folks, there's your 6-figure income that most people would love to get to. Most people are only earning 46,000 as we saw earlier. That's a good goal to reach for. It's up to you. You plug in your own numbers. Go to our website and do those same numbers yourselves. Now, let's add in some of the other services that we have out there. And I've turned my webcam on again. I hope we can continue here with me live. But here's the point. These services, folks, we've come up with over the years because licensees came to us and said, look, the doctor asked me if we could help with the patient collections, for example. Well, we just happen to have a service called Quick Collect that can automate that for you and the doctor's office to get the money from patients. Okay, we can still see you and hear you. Anthony says, I want more. I want 300 doctors. Good for you, Anthony. You're the kind of guy we're looking for. Okay, but whatever you decide, you can keep it as small as you want to, folks. There's no limits and there's no minimums. We don't require you to have a certain number of doctors, a certain number of claims. This is your business. This is not like a franchise where you have to report to us at the home office every month and reach certain goals and so forth. It's your business completely in your hands. So let me talk about a couple of these and show you what kind of money can be made with these, because we're not through with what you can earn. One of them is called Quick Collect. It can replace the need for a policy. This service automatically collects past due accounts and brings in 3 times what a collection agency would normally collect. And you do this with never making a phone call and never sending a letter out in the mail yourself. This is all automated and cloud-based online service that you can offer to the doctor. Oh, here's a great question already. Salmon's saying, can you operate in multiple states as an owner? Yes, Salmon, you can open offices in every state of the union if you want to. Believe me, there's plenty of room out there for this. That's why there are people able to sign up doctors on a regular basis that go through our training, because you can't handle that many doctors. You know, there's like 20 some odd thousand doctors here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Even if you wanted a small percentage of those, you just couldn't handle all of them. So there's just lots of room. Yeah. Okay, so again, back to QuickLink. It works kind of like this. If you had 3 doctors, each with 24 accounts per month that needed some money collected, he earns about $7.50 an account per month. And that means times 72 accounts, that's 3 doctors times 24, that's $540 a month residual income, or another $6,400 a year. And folks, let me tell you what you did for this. You signed the doctor up and put in the patients in the system, and the system's automated. It does all this for you. You literally go to, I call this mailbox money. You go to your mailbox and get a check each month for $540. Yeah, it's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. It's something. And you didn't do much for it at all. Just got them signed for it. Oh, it's great. Nowadays, of course, you don't even have to go to your mailbox, right? You just have that money deposited directly in your bank account. Okay, here's another service, AutoCard. Now, you can read more about this on our website, or the representative who sent you the email for this webinar, they have a what they call a research guide. It's over 50 pages. It's a PDF document. I think I have one here printed out. I did that just so you could see it. Yeah, it's just a 50-page document. See it there? Yeah, and it's got all kinds of good data, information, research, so you can find out more about the opportunity by just reading this book. And it will break all this down for you, what these services are. Anyway, it's an automated follow-up system that you can personalize and schedule for the doctor to be mailed to their patients. You can also use this service for your clients and customer follow-up. I know that's real quick and probably doesn't mean a whole lot, but the point is, the doctor can use it. You can even use it to follow up with your own leads in the business. And if 3 doctors were signed up on this with only 200 patients on the AutoCard system, that would be 600 cards that are mailed out per month that helps the doctor get repeat visits from the patients, remind some of their vaccinations and so forth. And you earn about $1 per card or $600 a month from this service. That's another $7,200, again, that you don't do anything for. The system is doing all of this automated system and cards, printing them, mailing them out in the mail to the patients, all automated. Even though it's an online system, the cards are real. They're real printed cards. Okay, now that's another $7,200. Then let's talk about iDocs Now. Now this one I love. Doctors have to keep all their paper records for a minimum of 7 years. That's why you see all those file cabinets. Well, there's the illustration of it there in that flyer that you'll use. Of all the patient data that's out there, that's taking up space in the doctor's office. They could put all that online and have it accessible from anywhere in the world, from any internet connected device. That offers them a cloud-based storage solution that's 100% HIPAA compliant. This is not like some of the other offline storage things like Dropbox, folks, or OneDrive. This is a HIPAA compliant system that allows the doctor to pull up those documents, mark them up, forward them to other doctors, all HIPAA compliant. And it's wonderful. We have it in our office. If you ever visit our offices here in Fort Worth and ask to see our file cabinets, we'll laugh at you. Yes, because we don't have any. There is no paper here. We scan everything into the cloud. Anyway, for this service, if you had 3 doctors on this service, you could earn about $100 a doctor per month. That's $300 a month on this one. That's another $3,600. You see where we're going to here? Are you adding these up in your head? Are you keeping up with this? I'll give you a total here in just a second. Then there's Audit Guard. This is a wonderful, folks. Anybody that sees Medicare patients, any doctor is under the microscope, and they can be fined up to $10,000 for each infraction for not having put the right codes in for that patient. What they do sometimes is overcode, and Medicare can fine them $10,000 for every infraction they find when they come in and audit the doctor. This service provides an audit of the physician's current records by certified medical coders, and you can help the doctor protect against being fined like that. Again, this is a breakdown. I won't cover this in detail. That's another $10,000 a year for you. You see, do you get the point? Again, download the slides in the handout section over there on one side of your screen, and just download it and study these carefully. Ask the questions if you want to your ABS rep. Here's another service, CodeWrite. It opens up a huge market for our licensees by offering coding services. Remember earlier I told you, people ask us all the time, well, how much do I need to know about coding? Do I need to be a certified coder? Do I need to go to college and learn all this? No. We have licensees making tremendous amounts of money running this business, have for years, and they don't know a thing about codes. But we do. We have certified medical coders, over 50 certified medical coders that can help out with any coding needs that you and the doctor's office needs. They are securely scanned into a coder's work queue for coding and then sent back to the doctor with the correct codes. They do everything for you. Folks, again, by doing just a few each month for doctors, you could be earning another $7,200 a year off this service. Again, the breakdown is there in the chart, in the slide, when you download it. Okay, I told you I'd give you a total of all this. Here it is. Remember we talked to you earlier, if you had 3 doctors that was doing the billing. Let's see, let me get my pen. Now, are you getting interested now? Answer that question, yes. Okay, Robert says, would a licensee need to obtain state licenses and be registered to pay the sales tax in each state? Actually, there is nothing that is required by the government to do medical billing, Robert, in any state. Now, when we say we license you, we're licensing you to use our software and our systems that we've developed. But you may need to register in a state if you do need to pay sales tax in that state. Some do and some don't. So you do some checking on that. But other than that, you can be registered to do the billing. You can do that in any state, all 50 states. Well, folks, that's it. Basically, that was all I wanted to tell you about today, about the type of money that you can make. Now, I know you've still got lots of questions. Be sure and ask for that research guide from your rep. And by the way, we have a money back guarantee. It's 100% money back guarantee. In the first 30 days, if you don't like what you see, you ask for your money back and you get it back. Now, how do we do that? Well, that's only happened a handful of times in the 25 years we've been in business, so we're pretty confident of what we have to offer, and so your risk is very little. Okay, so go to YouTube.com and then put a /YABS. Can you see it up right here at the top? Let me circle that right there, right after YouTube. Well, you don't have to put user. You can just put /YABS, and you'll get to our channel there on YouTube. Now, the reason I'm pointing that out is because on this channel, you now can go and watch all kinds of videos that we've got out there, including all of the different interviews that I've done. Let's see, I think it's under playlist here. If I click on that, let's see if we go there. Yeah, and then here, as you can see, are interviews with licensees and industry experts. So let me show you something here. Oh, that's going to start a video. This is some of the videos and interviews that I've done with people over the years. Folks, there's hundreds of them out there. So don't hesitate to go and find out what the testimonials and things are out there. Most of these are about an hour long, and I've interviewed many, many people. That one next week will be one we'll put out there when we get through with that one as well. So don't hesitate to go watch some of those videos on your own. You might also want to check out MIRMA. That's the organization that we work through that actually certifies our licensees. Once they've gone through our training, they certify them as certified medical revenue managers. And of course, check out our website. If you haven't been there for some reason, you were sent to this webinar without going there, it's absystems.com, and that will show you more about it. Again, I've mentioned that research guide a couple of times. Look over our downloadable research guide. You get that from your rep. Email the person who sent you this invitation, and we'll get that for you. Then browse our YouTube channel that I just talked about. Ask your ABS rep for our owner's reference list. This is a list of licensees that have gone through our training that have agreed to take phone calls from you, and they'll answer all your questions. Some of them, it may take a little while to get a hold of them. They may have to return your call. These are busy people running their business, but they've agreed to take those calls and do a great job of helping us to basically show you the advantages of being an ABS licensee. And then I mentioned earlier, ask for a live demo of our iClaim RX platform, and we'll set that up with you. It'll take usually 30, 45 minutes, whatever you want to take, to ask all the questions you want about it and the opportunity, and then review the purchase agreement and the funding instructions. So again, if you haven't been to our website, you might want to go there and find out a little bit more about our opportunity. The investment is about $28,000 to become a licensee. It's like a franchise, so you pay a fee one time upfront, and then you get lifetime access to our systems, lifetime support, lifetime training. There's no charge for updates or more users or codes or anything like that. It's all inclusive, folks. So be sure and check us out there. And thank you again for being on the webinar today. I see that there's no more questions in the box there for me today, but we have a couple of minutes. If you want to type something in right quick, I'll be glad to answer any of those questions. Let me see if I can stop. I'll start my video and stop the slides there for a second, just so I can talk to you eyeball to eyeball again. There we go. Okay. One of the questions coming in here, Alan, is how many hours a day will I be doing this? Well, Alan, again, that depends on you. You know, we have licensees who start this part-time. They literally work in the evenings and on the weekends. We'll show you how to actually get clients even. It's a secret we share about doing networking in your area to connect with the people who already are connected to doctors. These are what we call power partners, and we'll show you how to get introduced to those people. They will then introduce you to the doctors, and you can do this outside the normal 9 to 5. So if you've got a full-time job even, you can still start this business. Here's another one from Pat. They say, or he or she says, what kind of money do I have to come up with for funding? Well, I mentioned earlier it was $28,000 for our license fee. That's really all you need. It's a one-time fee, and you don't owe us anything after that. So if you haven't thought about how to fund this, it may be that you need to look at your credit card limits. We've had people put it on 2 or 3 credit cards to get that total of the $28,000. We've had people borrow it from their relatives, inviting them to be partners in their business. And of course, you could always borrow money from your 401k or savings accounts or other places where you've stuck some cash. Well, folks, again, I thank you for asking those questions, for being on here. I hope you sign next week's webinar, and be sure and download the handout there. I'll keep this running for another minute or so you can download that. And we'll post the recording of this on our website here by this time tomorrow. So if you missed parts of it, or you want to review this with your spouse or partner, just have them go to our website and click on, let's see, I'm going to show you that right now where it's at. It's right at the top. Yeah, it's under news and a blog. Yeah. And there it is. This is the interview that I did last week with one of our interviews. Hey, and by the way, since some of you are still on here, I'm going to give you a little bonus. I'm going to play you a little 1-minute clip here from this interview last week that might encourage you to go out there and listen to the whole thing. Let me see. This is Chris Harper, and here's what I asked him on the webinar.
You mentioned earlier that you thought if you just got one more client, you'd be pretty well set. Does that mean that you would, with one more client, replace your...
Okay, I'm going to start that over again because some of you probably didn't have your volume turned up loud enough. Usually these videos are a little bit less, you know, so let me see if I can start that over again. Hold on just a second. Oh, I lost it. Okay, here we go. Turn up your volume now.
With one more client, replace your previous income?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
super.
Yep. Yep. It depends on the client. I've got a client that I'm working on right now that's five positions in the office, but that one doctor that one office, I mean, that one right there will more than double what I was making selling devices. You know, I was doing pretty good selling devices. So that one, you get that one office, you can be up and running fast. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't want to talk about, you know, how much money you're bringing in or making or banking or paying or not paying taxes on, but
Sure.
It sounds like from that one client that's doing $1 million, even a small 6% would be a nice revenue on that doctor.
Sure, absolutely.
Pretty cool that he says with one extra client in addition to the one that he's already billing $1 million for each month or each year. He says that one more client and he'll double his income from his previous job, which was selling medical devices. He was making a lot of money doing that, and he says he will double that with one more client. So I hope that's another additional verification to you that there is good money to be made in this business. Again, my name is Patrick Phillips. I'm the founder and CEO of the company, and I thank you for being on here on the webinar today.